if you're sitting outside with your kids by the kiddie pool, hanging out, and you decide to just be free, meaning you're not wearing anything, you should not, and you're questioning, should I take a photo of this moment?
Wait, that's a huge problem. Who do you follow on social media? Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to the Not So Late Show with Joshua Scott and Joanna Scott. That's me and her. What's up? Coming at you Wednesday, April something, maybe, day 24 of quarantine. So that's what's up. That's what's going on. How you doing?
Well, good. Before we get into how we're doing, I just wanted to thank all of you for watching. This is episode 3. We've had so much fun, guys. With all our peeps jumping on and commenting, viewing later, even if you don't catch it at 6 p.m., that's fine. Engaging with us. We love it. We would love your feedback for future lives. So yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for being here. We obviously, we picked a name. Do you want to jump in? I don't know your agenda. I'm sorry.
You're not following it. I think we were going to talk about first, how are you?
How are you? I'm good. No, honestly, I mean, this is the first time we've connected all day. So how was your day?
I did a lot of deep breathing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Were you feeling it today?
Yes.
It was just one of those days.
Yeah. It just consistently proves to be a lot with juggling the kids and helping them with all of their school. And then it just breaks your train of thought when you're working.
Yeah.
And so you jumped in and helped Aaliyah with her never-ending math test today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
Was there anything in particular that kind of was set it like that, or do you wake up in the morning and you're you feel it and you know it's going to be a tougher day, or are there triggers throughout the day that go, oh, this is tough?
I think it's the continual interruptions that really just messes with your creative flow and just train of thought and productivity. So I feel like it's all the, interruptions, distractions, which our kids are not bad distractions. And I also just feel like I would love to probably be able to just sit there right next to them. Like I know some moms are doing.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of just bouncing back and forth. And it's really requiring our kids to step up kind of a whole new level of independence, really.
Yeah,
to some
for
extent.
Sure. Yeah, it was a busy day. I mean, I got up a little bit later. It was 7:15, just because we're going to bed late again. I feel like we've talked about this all 3 weeks.
We had to talk about our show. That's
but it was almost midnight when we went to bed. So, and then just 9:00 meeting and sales calls, go lives, team calls, just nonstop. I took 2 hours out of the day to work, almost 2 hours to work with Aaliyah on math. She had a big math test, and she can definitely get some anxiety around that when that stuff happens. So I blocked some of my day just to sit with her and do that, review for it, and then launch into the test. And we got halfway through the test. It's long. I was like,
I know. I don't know if that's.
I think normally this long.
We need to talk to our girl Marissa and see if that is normal.
Yeah.
Because that seemed exceptionally long.
At Marissa Smith. Where you at? So I
tag her.
Yeah, and then talking with my business partner here at the end of the day, and then I just sat down here 15 minutes ago. So
so really very fast paced.
I think I'm my mind is boggled right now with two things: how fast the days are going, and how much of a lack of free time I have.
Yeah.
Because somebody who travels, I'm probably there's. On an average week, 8 to 10 to 12 hours a week that are just eaten up with travel. Then I was kind of well, I get that back, right? I should have all this kind of free time, and it just hasn't turned out like that.
No.
Which the other side of it is I'm not complaining, because I'm if there's work to be done, I want to work. And I know some people can't work right now, and that's super frustrating. But we can, and we are. Leaders lead, workers work, doers do. People, I don't know. So anyway, Martell is on. Hey, what's up, Martell? She says, talk about how our kids are stressed with all of these changes.
Oh, last night I had a brief conversation with my 14-year-old Caden, and he's a high introvert, I would say, to some extent. Unless he's hanging out with his friends, he really doesn't come across introverted. So he was starting to give me some like attitude, and rolling his eyes and just like back talking and just raising his voice and stuff like that. So I knew we needed to connect. And I asked him some questions after I talked about how I was like, hey, this isn't going to be good for your future here if you act like that with me. So you've been doing great. Don't mess it up. Keep moving in that direction. And then I told him, I was like, hey, if you're really stressed and frustrated with what's going on, like what emotions are you feeling? I said, I can't always tell.
Yeah.
Please come and talk to me, So, I said, I respect and want your opinion on the schedule and routine that we're creating for you. And do you have input? And he's like, it's fine. Everything's fine, Mom. It's fine. It's my impression of a 14-year-old boy that's taller than me.
You really like that too.
He's just like, it's fine, Mom. And I can't for the love get that kid to say yes, ma'am, or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, I mean, I try to daily check in with both of them and in different ways and see how they're doing. My daughter is way more open to talking about her feelings and emotions as long as she knows she's safe. And she's already cried a couple of times. I think she really misses her friends and just some normal.
Yeah, for sure. I think, it's a constant conversation with Caden about communication and like self-awareness of knowing what's going on inside and being able to communicate that. And he's not always been the best at it, but we'll see. Scott Mueller's on. He says, hey guys, good to see you. Good to see you, Scott. Your mom says Caden is perfect. Leave him alone. Yes, he is.
Mom!
Thanks to the moms for
my mom.
bringing it back. So
gosh.
So yeah, but some kids are stressed right now for sure and dealing with it in different ways.
No, they are. And I've had some good conversations with just different moms over this time. And we all just need to just show each other a ton of grace. Yeah. I think that came out in your Go Live conversation actually with Kira Dent this week on Monday. And that just really stuck out to me and spoke to me, just chill out on the like producing and the productivity and how much you're getting done and aren't getting done. Just be together, just survive this day, maybe do better than survive. Yeah. And show yourself and your kids a lot of grace. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So I think last week we talked about having them on a routine a bunch. So that definitely helps. And then the last couple of days, actually, I mean, we've tried to wrap things up more at like 4:00 and get out, family run, or family run / bike ride. And then yesterday we went out, flew kites for a little bit. So. Oh, every day they're out at least twice a day. And we are doing some tracking with, it's like the New Albany Kids Marathon. So he's probably going to grab my schedule. I have a lot of schedules printed out around everywhere, but anyways, but that's been a lot of fun. So we get to track all of our miles, biking or running, whatever the activity is. Yeah. This is Aaliyah's Google document, but this is Tuesday and it's the structure and it's all the things, 9 to 12:30. E-learning with all the specials, all the teachers, all the subjects, 12:30 to 1:30, lunch and outdoor time, at least 40 minutes, 2 to 4 screen time, 4 to 5 go outside, 5 to 5:30 practice clarinet, 5:30, 6:30 play with Caden, daily goals. I mean, it's family, jobs, morning routine, exercise, 60 minutes. So I end up breaking that up because I want to break myself and I'll just grab them and tell them they have to go on a run with me. It's so fun. Yeah. Right now, tell your kids, you just have to get some thick skin and start not taking life and everything so seriously. So when you ask them to do a chore, or I call them family jobs, I crack up at their responses. So even before I ask, I start laughing. Because I know they're going to be like, Mom. And I don't know what it is. It doesn't bother me. It makes me laugh.
I know, it's amazing. So I feel like you could almost like sell those online right now, like, or like here's give your Google Doc to people that need a routine for their kids, because it's pretty
moms
amazing.
That want a sample, like it could be like a template.
Yeah,
I would just give it away. Are you kidding me? I'm not selling it
in exchange for an email.
Yeah.
Lead gen.
It's like lead gen.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
that's funny.
All you guys who are jumping online, Ariel, that's amazing. My 4-year-old is a big fan of puddle jumping lately, so that's our getting out time. Fantastic. Yeah. If you guys jump on, you have questions, feel free to throw them in the comments. We've got them scrolling right here, so we can get to those as well. But
so I see something over there. We just decided, since we hadn't seen each other really all day except on Zoom calls,
and
there's nothing left to
24
no wine left.
deserves a celebration. We've made it to day 24.
I don't know if you guys understand. We typically do not pop champagne on a Wednesday.
But during quarantine,
6 p.m.
Day 24 quarantine, I feel like, I don't know, I saw it, I'm like, is there a better reason to pop it? So yeah.
We'll let you do that.
You don't want to take a shot at it?
I don't know. I've done it before. It's just really, just don't aim it at our lights.
You're like, don't aim it at me.
It's the only thing.
I should get this on.
Man.
Woo.
Oh my God.
How'd you feel about that?
It's fine.
So I'll get a glass here. Anyway, yeah. Little celebration. We done good.
Just, we made it through today.
Yeah.
Right?
And this week.
Yeah. In this week. So far. We're halfway there.
Yeah. Devon jumped on. She said, sure you don't. I know. That's cool. Devon, you should pour yourself some champagne, because I know you've been working hard too.
Yeah, girl.
Gosh, I can't imagine how many people are like, okay, we need our AR at like 0 right now. Like all that money that's owed us, like we need it right now. Like help us get it. So
she's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. So cheers.
Cheers.
Congrats.
The mic's a little bit in the way.
Day 24. Celebrating.
Okay.
Pop
fun.
style.
So, hey, listen, I don't know that he's on. We should text Carly, tell him, but we have a winner. We decided we wanted to involve all of you in helping name this show. Now, we didn't necessarily pick the name that this guest or one of our viewers suggested, but it was a really good name.
Yeah.
Do you want to guess who it was?
No. Well, so I mean, the person who actually guessed the name was one of our team members kind of later. So that was awesome. But we still wanted to give away one of our swag shirts. So we kind of went through and picked somebody.
The funny thing is, it just so happens to be her partner.
Oh, is it Zach?
Her boyfriend. Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
Perfect.
Zach, you came up with scattered thoughts. I went back this morning and I looked through everything. That was the best. You are the lucky winner of this shirt, of our new swag that even some of our team members don't have.
Yeah, actually, Carly does not have this. So that's what's up.
Actually, she's going to be really mad.
She might be, but it's all fair.
Because it actually doesn't make sense. She picked the name. She actually picked the name. So I think Carly needs her own shirt.
Yeah,
the girl
maybe.
has freaking earned it.
Devon says, way ahead of you. Yeah, only like 50 calls. Yeah, I'm sure you're like swamped. Yeah, hang in there. Gosh, we're all working for it right now.
Did you say the name though?
So we decided on the Not So Late Show with Josh and Joanna, because it's kind of a little bit of a late show talk show, but not so late.
Right.
So
it's not officially like a 10 p.m. or 11 p.m.
6 p.m. Eastern is not so late, but a little catchy, but
we'll throw some fun
rhythm.
stuff in. We definitely want to have fun and also provide some value. So I hope that, it'll evolve over time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it would be fun if we kind of talked about some social media, since everyone is on their phones and everybody's screen time reports are blowing up right now.
Yeah.
I don't even like to see what my reports are.
I know mine was 4 hours and 18 minutes a day last week.
Mine's, yeah. I'm finding that I'm also working a ton. Obviously we're working way more from our phones.
Yeah.
And we're using them for like lives and like all this stuff. And even today, our Wi-Fi went down.
Yeah.
So then this morning we were hotspotting.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, I think I'm actually on social media less than normal.
Yeah.
So it's not like a consumption type screen time. It's, I'm on a go live and I've got the comments up on my phone. So my phone's open for an hour just with that. So stuff like that, that's been happening for sure.
So this morning you found, you must have probably read about it, but Facebook released a new app for couples. What is it called?
Tune. Tune.
Actually, I think it's tuned.
Like in the past tense?
With a D.
I don't think so.
Tuned. Well, here's the app. Don't look at me.
Oh, it does say tuned.
Tuned. You can't see it because of the light. Anyways. So yeah, I just got a message, like an invite from you to be your friend. So tell me, do you know about the app?
To tell you the truth, I saw it this morning and I was like, oh, Facebook released an app. It's a space for couples. So I thought that looked interesting. I downloaded it. I was actually thinking about this tonight, but just never got back to it. So I don't know anything about it, to be honest.
Well, so I got in it. It's actually really fun.
Oh.
I don't know. It's a way to really stay more connected with your partner. They figure everybody's on their phones right now.
Oh, you're like, oh my gosh, I love this.
Yeah. So it's almost like, I never got into scrapbooking a decade ago or 2 decades, whatever, but in the 90s, I think scrapbooking was really big, but it's kind of like a scrapbook style or feel. You can actually show your partner what your mood is based on colors.
Yeah.
You can
red hat day.
Send them photos.
I've missed having a private way to chat with you since the entire team is in your DMs. Yeah. So there's a lot of people in my social accounts.
And I can't interact with you and be like,
Yeah, she's concerned. Oh, and what's cool is if I try to like that, look at all the heart options I have, and they're all like animated.
Yeah, that's fun. I don't know.
Give you a red heart.
I'm willing to give this a try. It's kind of fun that it's just you.
Yeah. Aww. Just realized I'll have a COVID-19 birthday. Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Her birthday's May 3rd.
And I love birthdays and I really like celebrating everyone else's. So
yeah.
It's going to be, don't show them that.
Okay. Yeah. No, but okay.
So you
show me your mood. Oh, and I can pick my mood?
Yeah. Where's your profile? Are you set up?
I don't know.
All you have to do is go here.
Okay.
And then click it and hit plus. Whoops. Are you logged in as me?
No.
There you go. So you can pick.
Sticker? No. Huh, I don't know. Yeah. See, I've spent 0 time on this, but it looks fun. I knew you would enjoy another place to connect.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I found the mood thing. Anyways, we'll have to get into it, but we'll give you an update on that. But it's called Tuned. It's from Facebook. They kind of just quietly launched this app. It actually doesn't have hardly any of the Facebook Messenger features I was reading about. So that kind of makes it a little more interesting. Like it's just different, right?
Yeah.
So people, do you want to talk about Zoom? I've gathered some fun facts on Zoom, everyone.
Well, I feel like I'm like living on Zoom now, bookmark it on my browser tab and just in it constantly. The amount of meetings are there. Devin would love to know what you're using for meetings. Is it just phone call or you guys on Zoom a lot too? But yeah, I think it poses some challenges. Like earlier I was on the phone with somebody and they before like it kind of said some stuff and I was like, oh, I want to make sure I'm not recording right now. Because you can get on and it feels private, but then you're also like, is this recording? Is it live? Is it like there's some checks you got to like make sure you got. So
there's a few facts. Zoom this is not a surprise, now ranked at the top of Apple's list of downloaded apps globally.
Number 1 downloaded app.
One advantage to Zoom is they only focus on video calling products. So that's their niche. So obviously that's why they're so good at it.
Yeah.
And well, obviously Zoom's stock price is soaring as the broader market plunges. Again, no surprise. And recently people have also tuned in to experience weddings, bar mitzvahs, take yoga classes, meditation. Universities and schools are using it. I know our kids are using Zoom right now to do e-learning. And so, yeah, I don't know. It's really cool. A ton of companies are working on Zoom, Studio 88 included, during this whole COVID crisis. Since everyone is so attached to this virtual platform, I don't know, there's obviously going to be some issues or fails, right?
Yeah. Well, I think what's interesting too is like, yes, we assume for meetings, but that phenomenon of actually like events, social events, people, like birthday parties, weddings, like things like that has been a little crazy.
I've actually seen on social, some people they're like streaming their weddings from Zoom.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would imagine that there's some fails that happen as we get into it. I think we're like, okay, don't do this. But I know we were talking about this over the weekend or something about Zoom fails.
Well, we have five. So if you're on Zoom,
fails.
You'll get these. If you're not on Zoom, you might not think this is funny.
Maybe, but yeah, they're still pretty applicable.
Okay. So first fail, first Zoom fail. Excuse me.
Champagne.
Oh my goodness. That's like
little bubbles. Little bubbles.
You forget you're not on mute and you leave the call for just a second or go yell at your dog, your spouse, or whoever. And then you come back on the call and everybody acts like they didn't hear it.
Yeah.
They like look down.
The mute button is like your best friend and it's also the worst enemy.
Yes.
It reminds me of that time. Do you remember when the principal at our kids' private school sent out, it was a snow day, and sent out the phone tree message that morning that school was canceled. So I get up, and it's 6 or 7 or whatever, and I'm listening to this and I'm like, hey, just from principal XYZ, just want to let you know schools can't, very cheery voice, and then thinks she hangs up, doesn't, and starts yelling at her daughter.
No, actually,
or it was her husband or somebody.
Her husband or one of the actual school team members, staff members.
No, it was her family.
Well,
and then starts, and all of a sudden, like I'm on it, and I'm like, oh, no. And then she starts cussing.
Oh yeah.
And just like,
I mean, this is the principal.
You think I effing just.
He was dropping F-bombs, and this went out to every parent, every cell phone in the database.
Yeah.
The entire voicemail.
Right.
Because there was a snow day.
Yeah. And then 2 weeks later, she was let go. So don't be that person on Zoom. Make sure.
Moral of the story. Make sure you're muted.
There are key things to watch on Zoom: mute, recording, and live. And just make sure you're aware of those when it's happening.
Okay. Second fail. This is maybe a little bit of a pet peeve. But when you disappear off screen for more than 10 seconds without explanation, and leave your team or person just sitting there wondering what happened to you. Like what? Yeah, I don't know. That's happened to me some. I'm like, oh, they're gone.
I think you did that to us earlier today.
I did.
But there was a team meeting. There was other people on it.
I needed to use the restroom.
You just got
These Zoom meetings, they go so long. Josh has a lot of words. And I just I'm drinking juice, these juices this week. So
yeah. Anyway. But people, it's like they just bounce out of the screen and you're like, where'd they go? What are they doing? So
have you ever had?
What are you supposed to do though? Like if you're in it, like it's an hour plus Zoom meeting and you have to go to the bathroom.
You need a break.
You just go, somebody's in the middle talking. You're like, I need a break. And then you just go.
No. The meeting.
Okay. The Zoom meeting needs a break at certain increments.
Exactly. Just like you would when we're all together in the office. Josh always goes, hey, 5-minute break. And we all take a 5-10 minute break.
That's true.
After an hour, you cannot expect people to just people need to stand up, use the restroom, grab a coffee, water, whatever. I mean, it's just kind of, but I think in Zoom, you forget about certain social dynamics.
Yeah. So if you're watching right now and you've done Zoom meetings, 2 questions. A, how long is appropriate for a Zoom meeting? Like, what do you prefer? And then B, if you have to bounce out of that to go to the restroom or something, how do you tell people that you're going to step out? So,
yeah. So the third thing, this happens to me. I don't know if this has happened to you.
Oh, Michelle RDH says number one, with the first fail. And then number two, type BRB in the chat. That's true. I totally forget about the chat function.
Oh, me too.
We could all pull it up and somebody's like BRB and then they disappear.
That's awesome. Thank you, Michelle.
Bathroom break.
Yeah, that's really good.
1.9 minutes. Is that what?
1.90. So like, I think
is that 1 hour to 90 minutes?
No.
Michael Arias, I just say I'm going to poop. Let's hurry it up. It's a good strategy.
Michael, we should just Zoom you into all our calls. The other one that sometimes happens, and this happens whether I'm on Zoom or just sitting in the house, but Siri or Google Voice, Alexa, whoever you use, just all of a sudden chimes into your conversation.
Yeah.
I've heard that happening to other people. Siri freaks me out all the time and, jumps in and starts answering, conversations or jumps into the conversation. That's the third fail. Fourth one.
Yeah. Well, that happened to me today.
Did it?
In our team meeting. Yeah, I was in my office and I've got a HomePod in there and
that's hilarious.
She starts talking.
I told you. Yeah. And yesterday, he didn't think that was happening.
That happened.
Fourth fail, when everybody, this again is so annoying, when everybody starts talking on Zoom at the same time, interrupting each other on accident, and then everybody goes dead silent for 5 minutes, waiting for someone to finally pick up the conversation again. Right.
And then two people jump in at the same time again. You and Joe did this like probably 6 times today. Like you guys were just jumping in at the same time, and then you both would stop, and then we'd all sit there waiting for you to talk again. But neither one of you wanted to. Yeah. It
actually really interferes with thought flow.
Yeah.
That's really annoying.
Yeah.
Not complaining. I love Zoom.
Yeah. No, I Oh, yeah, I don't know. I just lost it. Anyway, Michelle says, number one, she said question number one was how long should meetings be? Her answer is max 90 minutes. So that makes sense. And then type BRB in the comments so it's less disruptive. Good. Yeah.
Very constructive.
Yeah.
That's helpful.
My tip when I'm doing that, because I'm on cell phones too, and it's crazy that we live in 2020 and cell phone technology is what it is. Like that there's a half a second delay,
Yeah.
And so that happens to me all the time where I go to say something, the person goes to say something, we're talking over each other, we both stop. And the way I deal with that is I'm like, as soon as I hear it, I'm like, oh no, go ahead. Like I stop, I'm like, no, go ahead and finish. I'm sorry. So I just give them immediate permission. So then they jump back in and it keeps the conversation going. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's good.
So
just take initiative to give the moment to them.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, listen, we all love dressing casually, during COVID. The fifth fail, though, addresses the importance of awareness, and maybe there might be such a thing as too casual. Do you know where I'm headed with this?
Oh, yeah.
People are really getting free.
If you're professional
since they're
on the
working
top,
at home.
Party on the bottom.
Well, I mean, you hear it all the time, like newscasters and, whatever, people in front of TV. Like, yeah. They wear like super comfy pants and stuff, and they're all dressed up in suit and tie and stuff.
Yeah.
So fifth Zoom fail, let's see. It's when you forget that you don't have your pants on and you stand up during a Zoom call and you're in your boxers or your briefs or your skinnies or some kind of pants or something. Or
just Hawaiian shorts, something. Which I've never done, actually.
No.
I don't know. I
get dressed for work, people, even if you're at home. I mean, fully, don't be gross.
Yeah, I think that's been one of my things the last couple of weeks with all this is I need to get up, get dressed. Like it's just that kind of one of those mental signals of there's work to be done. I want to look professional.
It is. I think it's psychologically really helpful.
Yeah. So I've never really done that. Plus, I'm like, I could drop a pencil or something and bend over and then everybody's like, what is that?
You never come back from stuff like that. No, you don't.
Never.
So those are our top 5.
Things that make us laugh about Zoom.
Yeah, they do. And then we also have some pro tips on what not to post during COVID-19 or ever.
Okay, or ever. So just kind of pro tips on don't ever post this on social media, but just kind of watching what people are. Their social media interaction the last couple of weeks. So sometimes I'm like, I don't know. If that's...
Yeah. I think the bottom line is this. People either become hermits. During crisis,
Okay.
public pandemics, whatever it is, they turn into hermits on their social. They disappear, and all of a sudden you don't hear from them anymore.
Yeah.
They're gone.
Yeah.
They're retreating, and that's totally fine. They go into their cave and they're just taking care of their family, and that's all that matters,
Yeah.
Then there are the other group of people are the opposite of that, the extreme, and they get really free and they're on social all the time. You're hearing from them. You're seeing every aspect of their life, the good, the bad, the ugly, and even the stuff you don't want to see.
Yeah.
So I think there's two camps with all this. And so recently I've been showing Josh all of these social posts that I can't believe they're happening.
Yeah.
I've had friends send me some. I've shown you some. Anyways, I just thought we would give you one pro tip, and here it is. So if you're wondering whether you should post something, ask this question. Is this TMI? Simply that.
Too much information?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it? Like, does your family, your friends, like your audience, do they really need to see this?
So what are you seeing where it's like that might be TMI?
Well, if you're on the toilet and you're wondering whether you should do a live
That's
post,
just a hard no.
you need to stop and ask the question,
all the time.
is this TMI?
Have you seen that?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I have. I won't say how many times, but it's been more than once.
Wow.
If you're sitting outside with your kids by the kiddie pool, hanging out, and you decide to just be free, meaning you're not wearing anything, you should not, and you're questioning, should I take a photo of this moment?
Wait, the kids aren't wearing anything?
Basically, no one is.
What are you talking about? When does this happen?
It happened.
The whole family's out at the kiddie pool and nobody's wearing anything?
Just straight up hippie style.
That's a huge problem. Who do you follow on social media?
Oh, that one I had someone send me and go, what is this? So,
oh my gosh.
So that's a great spot to go. Is this TMI? Do I really need to show this off? Okay. Here's my final and my favorite. This has been happening a lot. People, if you're getting it on, I'm going to get real here. Is this okay?
Yeah.
You think everyone's going to drop off?
I don't know that we're going to do this anymore.
Come on. I'm not the only one that's thinking about this stuff.
Okay.
We're experiencing this right now.
Yeah, tell me what you're thinking. If
you are really having fun with your partner, spouse, your partner, your boyfriend, your girl, whatever's happening, and you are
stop reading.
If you're really getting it on, you don't need to share that. You don't. You need to stop and ask the question. And you want to update your Facebook status and let everybody know, stop and think about it.
I have seen a little bit of that. I don't know. I don't mind it as much, but yeah, it's.
Come on. I don't know. I don't need to know that. Who needs to know that?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of,
so that's good advice though.
Come on. I thought it was.
Send your post to Joanna first, and she'll give you approval.
No, it's just are you enjoying that?
Yeah. Little Garde Champagne Brut Reserve. It's a Premier Cru, which is the top of the top from. Oh yeah, it's legit from. I don't even know where I got this from Champagne, France. Chignet Le Rosé Garde Champagne Brut Reserve.
It's delicious.
It's my attempt at French for the afternoon.
Yeah, tell everybody how you took French.
Nope.
He did. You took years
I took French in high school. Probably one of the regrets of my life, just how much I've been in Spanish speaking countries and could have taken 4 years of Spanish and didn't. Never been to France, never used French language, but yeah, so I don't know what I was thinking. Wish I would have taken Spanish.
Well, I've always wanted you to actually speak some French.
So that's TMI. TMI.
No, it isn't.
It's
come
going
on.
there.
The French language. Come on, ladies. Yeah. It is beautiful.
Sadie just jumped on. Hi, Sadie.
Hola, Sadie.
If you're on
Buenas
live,
noches.
wave at us, give us a heads up that you're here to say hi. What's up?
Oh, I miss you, Sadie. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I miss your hugs.
Cool.
Well, tell Josh to come join us online.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So,
and then a couple more things. What else you got?
well, one of my favorite reads this past year, 2019, was this book called The Road Back to You by Ian Morgan Cron.
Yeah.
He's a priest, marriage therapist, really cool guy. And he has just brought life back into really the contemporary version of the Enneagram. And he's kind of a pioneer when it comes to it. Have you guys heard of the Enneagram? Tell me if you have. Tell us. Comment.
Well, comment with what personality, what number you are on the Enneagram personalities. We'd love to see that.
I'll give a definition. I think it'd be a good idea of what it is.
Yeah, I mean, we can do a brief overview of it for sure.
Honestly, it's an ancient personality typing system that identifies 9 types of people and how they relate to one another in the world. It's a powerful tool for understanding why we behave the way we do, how our personalities are powerfully influenced by our motivations, and just kind of gives us a framework for personal growth and development.
Yeah, it's been really good. I think it's definitely taken its own kind of momentum here. It's probably the latest personality trend for sure. People are already putting up comments here, but Sarah Ritchie says, "I'm with you. French is beautiful and sexy."
Sarah.
Sadie says, "You miss me?"
Yes, of course I do.
Yes. Alyssa Kiefer's on. She says, "Yeah, she's a 3 wing 2. I am a 3, probably wing 4. Sarah Ritchie, yes, 1 wing 2. Yep. Ariel Kuhn, 6 times 100,000.
We love our 6s, Ariel.
Michael Nelson is on. What's up, Michael? Ethan Sewell is watching. What's up, Ethan? Good to see you, man. Your bread recipes look amazing. I want to reach through and grab a piece and eat it because I feel like I can smell it. I feel like I can.
But Ethan, thank you for posting the gluten-free recipe. So that's on my list for what to do during quarantine. I haven't been able to do it yet, but I have almost everything I think I need to make it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. That was so thoughtful of you, Ethan.
Yeah. Alyssa, yeah, we're very similar in that personality, that achiever 3 personality for sure.
Well, so if you're like brand new working with the Enneagram, like how does this work, right?
Yeah.
One of really my recommendations is it's an inside individual deal. Mm-hmm. You need to discover it for yourself. No one can just type you or, tell you who you are. And so it's really just, it's a road to self-discovery. We both took Enneagram test, and originally we were mistyped by this. That was
test. Last summer, mm-hmm. Summer break. We were actually in Cabo for vacation, and I started taking it. You had been on it for a while.
Yes.
And loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was studying it on vacation.
I actually think I maybe got into this 2018, so not last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, there are great tests out there, but I think that probably reading through the chapters, which honestly they're fascinating, is one of the best ways to really effectively discover who you are. And once you read the chapter that's you just know it. Yeah. You're like, so many things resonate with you. Yeah. So that's kind of how it works. And then there's wings and all that stuff that it's honestly takes a long time to really get through all of the information, and it's up to you. You can just figure out your type and run with it and not do anything else with it.
Yeah.
Or you can get really deep with the Enneagram. And really what I love about it is it doesn't only focus on your strengths like some other personality tests do. It really can kick you in the butt and go, hey, here is the healthy version of you and the unhealthy, or even the unhealthy, the average, and the really awesome healthy version of your type. Yeah. And so sometimes when you see some of those different characteristics coming out, it helps you figure out where you are as far as, on the spectrum of healthy to unhealthy.
Yeah, no, I think I first took the test, and there's some tests out there just straight up questions that kind of walk you through it, and it types you at the end. And I think it originally came out as a 3. I came out as a 3. I was like, okay. And didn't have a lot of context for that. Read a book. I think I maybe read this one. Thought I was more a 5 because of just the way, some of it's interpretation. And then came back. I'm like, just over time and reading more, I'm like, no, I'm definitely a 3 in that. So yeah. And then you would be an 8.
Yeah, definitely. I'm an 8, probably wing 7.
Yeah.
Because the
extroverted kind of personality comes out there.
People.
Yeah.
But what I thought would be really cool is if I kind of did a little research on, like, we're all dealing with stress right now, right? I mean, that's an understatement. Everybody is dealing with it in their own way.
Yeah.
It's relative to your situation, as far as what you have going on professionally with your family right now. Everyone is dealing with some increased heightened sense of stress in your life right now. And every Enneagram type, all of us deal with it differently. And really, what would be smart is if we recognize who we are, how we handle and cope with stress a little bit more effectively.
Yeah.
So I thought, since there's 9 types, we are going to go through, we'll see how many we get through.
Yeah,
maybe like 4 or something like that.
Jump into a couple. So you're just going to start at the top, like Enneagram 1?
I was going to start with Enneagram 1.
Okay.
Which is and just bear with me, I'm gonna glance at my notes here, but so perfectionist or reformer or improver, which are all labels for Enneagram 1.
Yeah.
So here's some, at best, improvers are conscientious, they're self-sacrificing, prepared, organized. They're a source of reassurance and strength for others. There are a few types, I think Ian was saying, like, there are a few types I'd rather have by my side in our current crisis than Enneagram 1s. They're so fantastic. Probably, like, a lot of your medical professionals are probably, surgeons, people on the front lines are Enneagram 1s.
Yeah. Or like on a disc profile, they're C's, for sure. Very detail oriented. This personality type reminds me of Tyler on our team.
Yes.
Very much, wants to get everything perfect, but also is like very reforming. Like, I know we used to do it this way. I think we could do it better, which I love.
They're very innovative.
Yeah.
So here's the flip side of that, right? Every side has its hardships or negative. That's the positive. At the same time, improvers have a shadow side that they need to monitor and regulate, particularly in difficult days like these, to prevent the unhealthy side of their personality from taking over and kind of making a mess of things. So here are some of Ian Morgan Cron, the author of Enneagram here, of this book at least. 3 tips. When your inner critic gets too loud in your head, stop and write down the words running through your mind and sing them out loud to the tune of Happy Birthday. I think type 1s have crazy issues with being in their head too much and listening to a lot of negative self-talk.
I get it.
But it's just kind of funny. I
just don't picture 1s doing that, but
I know.
I get
it's like, I'm the worst mom in the world.
No, that's fair.
Or whatever's going on in your head, right?
Yeah,
Sing it out to Happy Birthday, and you probably will go like, this isn't right.
Yeah.
It's going to probably make you stop and realize how ridiculous it is. You probably are an awesome mom.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's funny because I would think that standard, that pressure to be perfect during this time, that like expectation of perfection and getting things better can just be really frustrating during this time.
Completely.
Because you're at a lack of control for a lot of this.
Definitely. Second, smile, breathe, go slowly, stop improving everything around you. That was the second tip. Third, tell others you're sorry when you act out, meaning share with others when you're feeling that temptation to take control of things, or like, hey, I'm struggling with taking control right now. I'm struggling with anxiety. I'm struggling with whatever it is. Like, share and be vulnerable. It can be really challenging for 1s to be open.
Yeah.
We getting some comments?
Yeah. Beth Love is here. Hey, Beth, good to see you. Karina Gorski Krostov is here. What's up? Sarah Ritchie, C on disc for a 1. Yeah. Enneagram 1 typically relates to a C on the disc profile. Sadie, Joshua, your hair looks totally better. Thank you.
Is Joanna your hair?
Is Joanna your hairstyle? No. I did get my fade done. I had my barber make a house call yesterday
in the garage. Everyone,
for Caden and
we still practice social distancing.
Well, yeah, I told you I booked them and you were like, what? You can't do that. I'm like, well, I can't not get my hair cut for 2 months. So
I just kind of picked my battles with that one.
Yeah. So he came in and Joanna's like, you got to be in the garage. And he's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
And then I sprayed his hands with On Guard doTERRA hand sanitizer.
Yeah. And then I said, welcome to the Scots. So that's how that happened. Sarah Ritchie, yes, remind me to do that on our next Marco Polo. The happy birthday.
Good, Sarah. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. That makes sense that you're a 1. So type 2.
Okay. So 2s are your helpers.
Yes. Your giver, your helper.
Yeah.
They're extraordinary. They're innately warm, supportive, generous, self-sacrificing. But when they lose self-awareness, they begin to try and gain people's approval through calculated acts of service. This is unhealthy. This is a 2's unhealthy attempt in these difficult days, to win emotional support without having to come right out and ask for it.
Yeah.
Which rarely ends well. So it's almost like trading acts of service for something that they need.
Right. It's a little bit of a passive aggressive play of almost like, well, I'm going to do all this. And of course you should know that I might need something too, that type of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And during this time, really, type 2s are going to probably feel intense pressure to help other people.
Right. Well, because there's no shortage of things to do right now to help.
Right.
But then the danger is, and the stress becomes when you don't care for yourself because you're giving to everybody else.
And no one around you, if no one around you knows what you need, that also will just kind of exasperate.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he has 3 tips for 2s. Respect other people's boundaries. Just because you're living in close quarters with people does not mean that you need to rearrange their sock drawer every other day, or go rearrange their house without asking for permission, or their room.
Being overly helpful can be kind of annoying.
Can backfire on you.
Yeah.
Of course. Yes. Everyone's claustrophobic. You need to just kind of probably calm down. And I don't know, kind of ask yourself, is this a selfless act or is this a way for me are you bartering? Like, is this emotional bartering? I think there are things to think, obviously evaluate why you're doing something for someone.
Yeah.
Secondly, practice telling others what you need. I mentioned this before, just be direct and like, hey, when 2s are direct and like, I need this right now, it actually is a relief to those around them because they then know how to be there for them.
Right. And I think the perception is like, we know that you're helping so much. The moment you go, hey, I need help here, everybody's like, yeah, definitely. Like, let's jump in.
Totally. Lastly, spend 1 hour in solitude each day. 2s compulsively want to spend as much time with everybody all the time, interacting, FaceTime, hanging out. So time in solitude helps them break apart from that, from them finding their identity, from, being with other people or helping other people.
Yeah. Yeah. Kevin Rubnick is on. What's up, Kevin? John Kuhn is here. John, I'd love to know what Enneagram you are. And Emma, what's up, Emma? Same thing.
Sorry.
Yeah, the same thing, Emma. I'd love to know what Enneagram you are. Susan's here. Hi, Susan. Kevin, what are you discussing today? Actually, Kevin, right now we're talking about Enneagram personalities. I don't know if you've done much research on that, but that's what we're talking about. Just kind of going through how they deal with stress here during this type of time. So
I think, Ariel, I think John is a 7, right?
She's told us about you, John.
We know John.
We know you. We know about John.
We know how fun you are, John. Number 7. Okay. So, all right, type 3. These are the fun ones. Let's get into it.
Whoop, whoop.
He's a 3. Oh man, if you're married to a 3, watch out. So these are your performers or achiever, right? So those are 2 of the most common labels for an Enneagram type 3. I'm getting my jaw fixed, people. I'm just going to be honest with you, working with someone fantastic. So sometimes I stumble over my words and I don't articulate as well. Listen, I know that there's a lot of dental people on here.
I think you sound amazing.
Thanks.
Yeah, nobody notices.
Sweetie. Well, I do. It's kind of, but I'm in progress, moving towards health. Okay. So 3s are wonderful human beings.
Yes, we are.
In good times and bad, they're inspiring, motivating, patient, inner-directed, authentic, and attuned to their own feelings and those of others. So sometimes in crisis, this is like, it's your moment to shine, right? Yeah. threes really can come forward. And a lot of times they are forefront leaders, especially in pandemics and,
Yeah. That intuition definitely plays a huge role. It's like you kind of have your finger on like the way a lot of people are feeling, or like there's just this intuition that kicks in where you're like, no, I got this.
Yeah. The kind of downside to threes when experiencing a lot of stress, they lose self-awareness. They become too stressed, which is understandable in the current environment right now. They can lose these great qualities and become unreasonably demanding, emotionally detached, abrupt, and even more hyper-focused on productivity and hitting goals than normal. So I would say, just in my experience of being married to you, when you are feeling overstressed, it's everything for you is about being productive.
Yeah.
And I'm also very productive, like achievement oriented person, but I think you take it to another level where sometimes I'm like, hey, you need to do something that is non-productive oriented, completely, like a self-care, an act of self-care. I think threes are really bad sometimes at taking care of themselves.
Yeah. Or even thinking that we need to take care of ourselves.
Right.
Yeah. I think there's been two things with me during this. And one is when it's a short-sighted productivity thing where if there's too much going on, like within an hour, like I've got my list and I've got people trying to Slack me stuff and phone calls and I got to prep for this later. And all of a sudden I'm like, there's X amount to do and it's not going to fit in this hour, like this short time period. That causes me stress because I'm like, I can't get through it all. Even though I know if I go, hey, but if I can spread this out over the next couple of days, I'll be fine. Like I don't have to get it done in this hour, but all of a sudden it just hits in that time period and that stresses me out. Because
you want to get it done.
Right. Because I'm productivity focused. The other part is like, I don't know. When was it? It was probably late last week. Like I went out for a run. It was Friday. And and I don't know. It was just a sense of like, I don't know that I'm doing enough. Like for this and for this time. And that's a very like overwhelming thought. So yeah, I don't know. I think there's like, that is like a deep voice in there. That's just like, no matter what I do, I'm just like, it's not enough. And especially during a time like this, when you're just like, I'm getting to the end of every day and I'm like, I don't know if that's enough. But
what do you think would make you feel like you had done enough in a given day? Would there be a particular feeling associated with that?
That's I don't know. That's a really good question. I think it's just like, I don't know that I would have that satisfaction in a day, like in a 24-hour span of time. I don't know that I could realistically look at that and go, that was enough. I think I would have to look back on a period of time. Like if, let's say we come through this and it's like August, September, October, and I look back and I go, man, we did a good job getting through that. Like I did a good job stepping up. I think that's the only way I get that type of satisfaction. I don't know. So that's like, it's very demanding for sure. Like of myself, like internally.
Right.
I
think that's sometimes where I've been able to kind of come in and help you just maybe take a step back and just breathe and relax and go like everything, the world's problems cannot be solved today.
Yeah.
And, your company's problems, the company's problems can't be solved in a day. And, world peace can't be solved in a day, right? COVID cannot be solved in a day. This is going to take, we're in it for the long haul. But even, tonight it was like, no, you're not making dinner. We're going to get takeout. And yes, I had Kaden carry all of the heavy yard bags out to the street because he's 6 foot and he can, I think it's just this sense of like, we're a team.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do everything.
I know. Before we got on this, I was like, I'm sitting down. I'm like, hey, I'm behind. I was like, I saw Kaden took all the yard bags out. I'm like, thank you. Those were so heavy. I was going to get to those. And she's like, it's fine. I'm like, I still need to go out and cover the mulch up so that it doesn't get rained on the next couple of days. I'm like, I will get to that. And then I'm like, oh, and I never got back to Aaliyah's test. I'm like, I have to get to that. I will. And you're like, that can go tomorrow. And I'm like, I don't think I can make dinner tonight. So that was all in a 15-minute, like. But
that's actually really healthy and good for you. The fact that that's taken him a long time to get to that place as a 3 to go, okay, so I've given it 98%. This last 2%, I think I can't finish these last 5 things I thought I could.
Yeah.
But being okay with that and knowing you gave your day your all, and that your worth isn't associated with the acts or the things that you're doing and what you're producing.
Yeah. I mean, Alyssa says it here. She's like, I find as a 3, I have to create a list of everything I did that day. And then each week, as a way to really feel accomplished, I enter into the calendar. So yeah, I could see that. Like almost like every day, if you wrote down like, okay, here's what I accomplished. So in a day, you're probably like me, it doesn't seem like enough in a day. But then if you can look at the week and go, oh crap, like I got a ton done. Now you're feeling some like accomplishment, like which I think is probably just a way to maybe trick your psyche into it too, where I think some of it is like maybe getting to a place of going like, I am enough. What I did was enough. I can't change everything. I don't have control. Because a lot of that I think stems from a lack of, or like wanting to control. And if I can control it, then I can do it, or if I do it, then I can control it. And if I don't do enough, then I'm not controlling it. So it's this fight for control. And in the end, it's like, clearly none of us have control over anything.
Right. So there are 3 tips for 3s that are finding themselves really stressed out. Put people over productivity. So ask the people that are around you, how are you doing today? Not what are you doing today?
Yeah.
So really focusing on really the human component and the relationships around you.
Yeah.
Secondly, structured self-care. Structure your day to include non-goal oriented activities, which is kind of what I alluded to earlier.
I know.
Did you do any self-care today?
I didn't. I started at 7 and I skipped my like routine this morning because I went to bed later, got up a little bit later, had to prep for a meeting.
Well,
yeah. So I've had, and that's like my deal it's like, what's hard is I'm like, I'll be productive first and then I'll get to a place where I can like go do something not productive, like run or whatever. And that's like a game that never really happens either.
Right.
So yeah.
The last thing would be to be vulnerable, which I think you've really grown in, sharing your fears, your struggles, failures.
Yeah.
All of that.
It's being honest here for sure. So a couple people jumped on here late. Julia, what's up? Jamie, Kristen, Allison. Hey, how are you? Then Alyssa, I read her comments. Sue Me is watching. Hi, Sue. Rob Reinertz. Sadie, I understand you and Joshua, and it's difficult to explain on words. Yeah. Alyssa, yep. So guilty. Our 100% is someone else's 120, 130. So
the final type I'll go through really quick and we'll jump off is it's type 4. Love our 4s. They are the romantic.
Yeah. And I swing that way. I'm a 3 wing 4. So I definitely have that kind of like introverted, romantic,
creative sensitive, side. Moody,
sensitive and moody.
I'm motivated by a need to be French. Understood. Oh, geez. You've never done that my whole life.
If I spoke French, I could probably get away with being sensitive and needy.
Probably. Yeah. So the self-aware for 4s, like if you're self-aware, which is positive as a 4, model that we will eventually get through hard seasons like the one we're in now. 4s reveal the deeper meaning to be found in the depths of hardship. Their artistic or creative expressions teach people how they can whistle in the dark and find redemption in life's inescapable losses. 4s are sensitive to the feelings of others, imaginative, can be very funny and entertaining, all in a quirky sort of way.
Yeah.
When they are not at their best, these romantics become brooding.
Yeah.
That's a fun word.
You're brooding right now.
Self-absorbed, cloying. Ooh, melancholy. These are great adjectives. So descriptive. With too much time on their hands, 4s leave the here and now and begin to dwell in the ideal past or future. Our attention nails itself to what's missing and unattainable rather than to what's present and available in the moment. When this happens, fours can become critical of others and of situations that don't measure up to their perfect ideal. So then obviously that is not cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if you have any fours watching.
Yeah. Fours are those romantic idealists. And obviously there's just what I would imagine a four dealing with this time is wanting to have maybe like this, realizing we've got some time, wanting to be creative, wanting to think outside the box, be inspiring, but not having like all this taking a bit of an emotional, mental toll and maybe not being in the right headspace to actually like be creative or like that flow that they love to feel. So I don't know, that'd be my thought.
Yeah. So that's good. A few tips for fours. Be empathetic. Use your gift of empathy and service to those around you that are hurting. Practice gratitude, daily gratitude, which is great for all the types. Do and feel. Focus on doing things. Don't merely feel them. So that's interesting because I would say even, I don't know, my type, myself, I fall into the category of like always doing, always producing. You're very driven that way as well.
Yeah.
So it is interesting. A lot of the types are just so feeling driven, which I definitely am sensory driven and intuitive as a person, but I have to make myself stop and just be present and be. And fours actually need to get up off the couch and probably go be productive and constructive. Yeah,
I would think with a four, like being in a sense trapped in a space like quarantine, like stay home, would probably be very frustrating. So like getting out, feeling a new environment, being immersed in a new environment and figuring out how to do that right now would be huge.
Yeah.
But
yeah, definitely.
Cool. Well, I love that you shared all that. That's awesome. A few other people, Kyle Bogan's on here. Hey Kyle, what's up? Jaddy Dempsey's on here. Hey Jad. So guys, thanks for hanging out with us on another Wednesday night. We're running just a bit late, but thanks for hanging in there with us. 47 comments, lots of viewers on and off for sure. So
guys, stay safe and healthy. Thank you to everybody on the front lines, all of the spouses and people that are out there in our hospitals right now. We have so many friends where they're, dentists that are married to people, their spouses and partners are in the hospital taking care of all of these COVID patients and just dealing with it head on. And it just takes such incredible bravery to do that and such sacrifice. And so we're just so thankful for all of you. And
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Stay safe. Keep your mindset strong.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Show yourself a little grace in your family.
Yeah. Hug your kiddos, kiss your kiddos.
And we'll be here next Wednesday.
What's up?
Because, we're not going anywhere
yet. That might be day 30, day 31.
Oh, man. The week of my birthday, we'll have a fun live.
Oh, yeah. We should do like a birthday live. That'd be fun.
We should. Maybe
May
we should.
May 3rd. So we still have some time.
Eat food. Maybe I'll get my roots done.
Ooh.
Or something.
Yeah. Yummy food. So
I miss my Ashley girl. Okay.
Cool. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for everybody's comments, letting us know you're here. Appreciated it. And we will see you next week. Peace out.